Hey guys, what up? Just give me a second while I deal with Caster Labs again. I keep saying I'm gonna switch, so I probably should, because of course there is one thing or the other with this thing. Like, it's a consistency for me. It's consistently bad. Like, it's ridiculous. Okay, so I just close this. It is clearly not working. Success, you may now close the window. Did you get that? Probably not, right? Yeah, this application is actually very frustrating. Let's look at Restream real quick. Okay, we're done with this. I'm just going to have YouTube chat in the background in case anyone messages. I can see that it is not worth the hassle. But anyways, how is everybody doing today? We have well, a character I've been leveling up here and there. We're currently in Act 9, I believe. Like, we're in Act 9. We basically have the whole of Act 9 to go through, but I was considering just switching to a rate load like right now, because why not? If I keep that in my stash, I'm not going to remember what the leveling thing is, so I'm just going to replace it with actually what is the name of that ring? Thief's Torment. Control F E. So then I have a better one. Yeah, 35 auras if only can't use other rings, yada yada. Well, to be fair, I can also do this. So now it's 45 auras. If I go to town, that should more than res cap me alongside the helmets. Yeah, more than res cap. So if I take this off, okay. We aren't doing bad per se. We would be at 71, 63, 63. Is this enough? Do I want to YOLO all Spectres at this point? To be honest, I don't care about 11 efficiency too much. I kind of want to get a feel for what those Spectres would feel like, so And we need to get rid of this weapon. This weapon has Spectral Wolf. I don't need it anymore. I've stopped killing things myself, so what we're gonna do is I want to pick up a +2 rate load on trade. Rate load going for 9 chaos right now. +2 corrupted. That's correct. I can actually corrupt this shit and just see what I land on. But anyway, in any case, I'm not going for a corrupted one, please. I do not want corrupted because I would want to quality it up, and none of these are qualitied. Minimum 2. How are you not online and you're showing up on my page? How? Forty. Captain Hitsugaya. Someone's a Bleach fan.
Have anything for us to disenchant?
You know, in Mount Kingsmart, because of all the pop-ups there, I've never actually seen what that looks like. And by that I mean like the people actually on the benches on the tables beside the main Rog, basically. Never noticed. Anyways, we'll keep this here for now. Then we're gonna find jewels. Just any ghastly eye jewel will do for now. It should be base physical though. Ghastly eye jewel. These are just, I'm just going to get 4 of them that can be used. Requirements max 61. It should have minion fizz and maybe life. Then I'll need to just pick up a shield, probably find one in some act somewhere and start using that one. I don't think I want to spend more than 10 chaos right now. Maximum 10. I just want someone to reply at this point. Five. Hopefully the person comes soon. That mod in particular was working. Thank you. It's just increased damage, not flat damage. Okay, we have our first ghastly eye jewel, so we can have 4 specters now. Will anyone reply me for the 5th specter, please? Anyone at all? Oh, nice. 10. Thank you. You are truly gloves, so I think if I can, I'm going to switch to grip of the council as soon as I can, pretty much. Minions have accuracy, that'd actually be really nice. Go out. Oh, nice. What's this one? All right, so that is all I need. Next, we need to find a spot for desecrate. I'm pretty sure they're all the same. Yeah. Where's the second guy? There's supposed to be a second one. Where on earth would it be? It is nowhere to be seen. I'm pretty sure I had two needle horrors. One may have been overwritten. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe not. Either way, with this setup, and we need to replace you, like I said. I'll just find a weapon, enchant it with something else, or better still, I could just enchant you with something else. Something else that's reasonably cheap. Like, you just cost life runes. You're not the cheapest, but I also want to use a shield. So it might be time to switch to a convoking wand. Let's see if we can pick up a convoking wand real quick. And if we can't, then we'll get the convoking wand. I guess convenient is fine.
Be careful.
I'm not entirely convinced I have the stats for it regardless, so. Not bad. Okay. 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 Is there anything I can craft on it that's decent? I can craft trigger. That's about it. This give me 60-something% increased damage. The alternative is using a fear for higher damage. I hate that this doesn't tell us the levels though. Higher increased damage, lower attack cast speed, but I can craft attack cast speed. But it doesn't matter too much either, so. In the meantime, let's get a grip of the council. What are decent corrupted implicits for grip of the council? Let's see. If I corrupt it, what would be in here? I don't need curse on hits. I don't need charges. Socketed aura gems would probably be ideal. Yeah, that'll probably be ideal. But I don't need that right now. What I do need is good stats. So 35 and the maximum life of 45. $50, $40. What if I do exactly perfect numbers? And chaos. We'll give them AoE, I think. I don't know what should be going inside these gloves, bruh. Oh, I see. So this should be red, blue, green. Green just red, blue, red, blue, red, green. No. Red, blue is here. This is fine. I'll get an offhand. So I have two options. I either go envy and enhancements or minion damage enhancement. I'm honestly leaning towards minion damage enhancement, but envy is also just cheap. Oh wait, envy, I can't craft envy because it's a wand, right? Yeah, I can. What up, Joe Viking? How you doing? Do I want to do envy? How much flat damage does envy give? I guess that's what I should check. A 101 to 141 flat damage. A lot of base damage. What's my gem level? 17. Not bad. This is not bad at all. So it what is me, what am I saying here? I'll go envy for now. We can switch to something else later. But
all in a day's work.
What I will do I can't use Leap Slam again. I'm gonna miss Leap Slam. I almost feel like using this dagger simply because of Leap Slam. Like for the sole reason that Leap Slam exists, I kind of want to use the dagger, the sword rather. I can use a shield with the sword too. What am I gaining? I'm gaining minion attack cast speed and like 15% increased damage. I'll use this one. If it's, I just like leap slam too much. Automation, steel skin.
Another beer, damn it.
Where's my leveling stuff? You can go there. You... New build. That is the plan. I haven't worked out the final details as to what this build is going to be, but I am working on something. I want to test out a Spectre in particular. Hence why I haven't worked out the plan, because I don't know it. I'm just like, this Spectre looks cool. I kind of just want to make it work, so I just YOLO'd it. I didn't even create a POB for it. What do I think about automation phase run? I use it in my latest build, and depending on the build, it's nice, but I think phase run can be very awkward because it doesn't allow you to do anything, including like.
Good luck.
Euphonion is gone. You killed Shikari.
Like, yeah, bruh. You're not allowed to. Where are your shields? I'll just pick a random one for now until I find a fossilized spirit shield or some. Anyways, you are not allowed to cast a spell. You cast a spell and it breaks. Convocation, anything really, it would break. And I don't like that personally. But it is nice movement speed and it's just free phasing. Why not? That's kind of what I think. It's decent if you can make it work. And on my build, the reason I took it off was because what was my reason again? Oh yeah, mana. Because of automation, it would do it all the time, right? So that means it's constantly spending mana, and what that created was a situation where sometimes I would want to do something like trigger my. I would want to trigger my what's it called? Let's make sure everything here works for what I want to do. I don't want to trigger my bone offering, which is important for my defense, and well, it just wouldn't work. It breaks even with the Watcher's Eye. Which Watcher's Eye are we talking about here? Do you mean the phasing mod? In which case, no. The phasing mod is a million times better. Like a million times better. It's not even close. Here we have thing. Which Spectre are these? These are the Forged Warriors, I believe, something like that. I kind of doubt I can get them to feel really good or something, because their skill just has a cooldown, and I want to kind of build around that. So to supplement their cooldown, I'm just throwing numbers at it, and I want to see if that would work. Did someone just sub on YouTube? I don't see a notification, so I have to assume that's what happened. Well, whoever you are, if you are watching, thank you for the sub. But yeah, I have a couple of ideas on ways that I could make them work, and the most likely idea that would actually work is using an AG. If I could use an AG, that would work. Because the reason it would work is simple. If I get an AG, then I just need them to kill like one thing, and the AG can make that thing explode for wave clear. And in theory, single target should be like that. So there's a universe where they wouldn't. I mean, to be fair, their clear isn't the worst thing out there, especially for melee specters. Is there a universe I ignore? Is there a universe I build melee splash so they actually... I don't know. We'll see. I just had a very goofy idea with these. Like it's obviously the idea I'm already playing towards, but the idea would be max AoE scaling, and then they just do all of this. Yo, no, Chill Viking, the Watcher's Eye is 100% better. Like it's not even close. Like it's not even close, because it's phase runs uptime on phasing is it's poor at best. Like it's terrible. The AI seems like they are very long range. They are. Their ability seems to snake. Like it seems to snake to hitting the enemies you would want. And honestly, they seem to use it a fair bit, like frequently enough. I just wish, like, you know, if we could ignore cooldowns. If we could ignore cooldowns or reduce cooldowns, this would be an A1 Spectre. But that is not possible. Like there. One thing that's also worth noting is there is a needle horror here who I believe is helping with clear. Like the needle horror is probably doing a lot when it comes to clear because of its, you know, its reign. The thing with the needle horror and why I don't think I can run them too well together. Look at this visual clarity. There's nothing. You can't see shit. But who needs to see shit when everything is dead? How much is awakened AoE? Because this skill already has a 60% more area AoE with its on PoEDB. So they already have like really good AoE scaling on top of. Maybe, just maybe, if you give them enough damage. Because one very interesting thing about this ability, there isn't much information about it on DB, so you can't really find out too much about it. But one thing that's important to know is this ability, in whatever form it takes, does a lot of like many fast hits. It's constantly hitting you. It's not like one big hit. It's just tons of hits per second. 5.5 div. Okay, cool. We could actually look into that and just play around and see if how big we can make this, because I want to see this one plus the AoE mastery plus awakened AoE plus plague bringer, see how big it actually gets. Could it be big enough to where we can actually ignore what's it called, where we can, you know, just let them do their thing, focus on scaling the damage itself, and it just covers the whole screen and we don't have to worry about shit. That's kind of the hope in the ideal universe. But like single target damage, they can, all of these overlap, by the way. They all overlap, so they would all hit the same targets. You can't really control where they actually throw the thing, but like, see, they were trying to hit her here, but they shot it here. So I think maybe there's like a minimum distance for where it can sneak to / travel to. How does Feeding Frenzy look like on this minion? That's what I would like to, like, I want to see what they look like aggressive. Are you using an aggressive wand? Nope. This is my grass story. This is the character. I don't like starting off being insane. I'm not even using a wand. I'm using a sword that has envy on it. I like seeing what the character looks like in trash gear and then scaling up from there. So this is the 14 Feeding Frenzy. Let's put it in place of, I want to say added cold damage. Added cold damage is very efficient. Any source of added damage is very strong on them, but added fire damage right now should be a bigger multiplier because it's 35% of their phase damage, and I'm scaling their phase a whole lot. By the way, they have an innate, I think, 75% to cold, something like that, phase to cold, but it's a base phase hit, which of course is very important to know. Like, they're doing pretty good when it comes to like, but yeah, it's like, I think I should remove the needle horror. I think the needle horror is actually supplementing them in a way I am underestimating. Like, this is the needle horror doing that damage to clear, and I can't scale them and the needle horror at the same time because, you know what, we're going to just say F it and we're going to remove it. All right, that's what we're going to do. You think with the aggressive mode it will probably target it more? Maybe. I kind of don't want to get rid of you, but this is for science. I'm sorry. By the way, fun fact, my current character has only ever raised these guys, that is at least non-corpse. So whenever I desecrate, this is the only Spectre I'm going to see, and that's just really nice quality of life. Early weakness. Like, that's the only Spectre that's in my pool. So I go to my hideout, I desecrate, I press raise. I know exactly what I'm gonna get. Exactly. And and once I raise anything else, it is never going to be the same. So I'm also holding off on raising anything that is not a corpse Spectre. Also, notice this actually does damage. You see where all these spots are? It actually does damage outside of where it does damage outside of where is hit. So like watch the ground. They took damage before the spouts came out. Now I don't know if it keeps doing damage or if it's just like, I don't know if this is a dot. But like, see, and as it's snaking to the enemies, it's also doing damage. But then the question is it these spots that are doing the damage, or is it the snake itself? Okay, this is not a dot, I can say that much. It is not a dot. With enough damage and area, you don't even have to move. That would ideally be the plan.
When I'm ready and not.
Like in theory, they could easily have more overlap than like Forge Frostbearers, right? Also, don't get deceived by the damage I'm doing. I have a Wraith Lord. This is not League Start setup or anything, but it does show potential. At the very least, it shows potential.
Take care. Not.
So we have AoE there. We're going to need a Soul Eater gem for more AoE. And how else can we gain AoE? Is there a need to do this? No. Let me just look at their PoE because I refuse to close it. So it's 50% fizz and 50% cold that it currently does. All right. So at 50% fizz, 50% cold. And I'm scaling the fizz portion. It actually is. It could be a tiny bit of damage. I don't know how much damage it would be, but it's not going to be the craziest amount of damage by any means. If you can focus the damage, probably can scale, like, yeah, but we can't focus the damage is the thing. We can hope that with something like Predator, they will actually hit the particular target you're marking. Aggressive one just makes it so they attack, or it basically increases the range at which they go look for enemies. So like right now, let's say with their base non-aggressive self, they would attack anything that's in like this radius around you. When you choose an aggressive wand, it increases. So like maybe now it's the full screen like this or something, but it doesn't really change the way they target other than distance. But they see the same target to pack a monster and cast the tornado skill in the same direction. So yes, they. Oh, finally we've seen the shield we actually want to see. Minion auras is not bad, to be honest, and it came with a shit ton of life too. Okay, we cannot complain. We absolutely cannot complain. They also just scale really well with flat damage. So there is entirely a universe where most of our gems are going to be trying to give them flat damage. Gains. Shield is big for whip, but like I said, I think my biggest worry with them, there are two things I'm worried about. A, I'm worried about the overlap. If they would actually target the same enemy, if they would target different enemies, yada yada, if they would actually try to get the skill landed on them, because you may not notice it, but they actually shoot 3 attacks. They have 3 skills. They have the tornado, they have a spell. I'll try to show you the spell if I see it. The spell is a spell, so it doesn't need accuracy, it doesn't need all of that, but the tornado is an attack. I don't think this is an important point, to be honest, so I'll just do this. Maybe you can sneak it the Spectre with action speed. Action speed doesn't give you cooldowns is the thing. Like, yes, it's good for cast attack speed, and honestly, I might. This is the spell. This is the spell. Well, it's been washed away. It's like you can't see it anymore, but I think it has a pretty long cooldown too. So this is the spell. This tiny one. That is considered an alternate minion, ironically. So that is not that is a minion. So it doesn't scale off of like your minion stats because it's an alternate minion, but rather it can scale off of like your auras, for example. Like auras, things that would affect your allies, assuming you had like totems for allies. So like if you were to all the minion damage on your tree, it just doesn't affect it. So like it's a skill that probably doesn't do much damage. So it's like it's not considered the skill of your minion, but rather it's its own entity. It's like it's a minion of your minion. So the increased minion damage starts being used, and your minions increased damage starts, and your minion doesn't have increased minion damage. Yeah, it doesn't have that stat. So yo, look at this shit though. Like in theory, you can just have so many that it doesn't matter. Okay. I'm going to spend currency to try to make them work. That's the spell. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Your grandson. I mean, they are the minions of your minions, so sure. I don't like, you see, like here, it's single targets. It's single targets, but they were doing anything but spawning the whirlpool on Doda's head. But the good thing is they don't necessarily need to land that portion. And because they are attack specters, we can actually skill them with crits using Matter's teaching. That's the one. Because with Matter's teaching, you can get their base crit really high. With your base crit really high, you can then skill crit and get to like 80% crit chance, and then they're doing decent damage or good damage as the case may be. So I'm thinking this actually might be Matter's teaching angle for this Spectre, and maybe I could look at other attack Spectres to supplement their clear speed. I don't know what attack Spectres I would use that would scale the same way, because they use multi-strike, so it has to be a melee Spectre, and melee Spectres already are trash at clear. But not only are they trash at clear, they have to be good at clear without multi-strike. Now, one Spectre comes to mind, which would be the runic skeletons, but we are not going to be scaling strength on this one, so I don't know what their damage would look like. If they probably were ranged Spectres. Perfect Forest Warrior. The Perfect Forest Warrior is not, I don't know that it's good at clear, and I don't know that its damage numbers are, like, its base values are high enough. I don't know that its base values are like high enough to be considered for, you know, pure Spectre builds or to be DPS. Like, to be support, sure, but not DPS. I just had a very interesting idea. We'll have to see. Where on earth? Why make me do this, my guy? I hate when he makes me go through this area. Yeah, Gilme dropped a one passive voice. How much are they going for right now? No, you see, I'm happy for them on your behalf, okay? I can be happy for them or for the both of us. Oh shit, I dropped a 3 passive voice, and that shit is cheap as shit. I did not expect it to be that cheap. I really didn't. Also, VOD prices are up. Logging back in, maybe. If it's 8 divines. The thing is, betrayal is not the easiest. It's not the most Steam Deck friendly mechanic. I'm looking for something that is very Steam Deck friendly, but it is very cheap. And what I mean by it's very cheap, it literally, all it takes is scarabs that are worth like 2C, 1C, and you have your optimal setup. That's all it takes. It doesn't take much else. Do I need to get something else here, or is it just... I'm not entirely sure. I think this is a skip area. Okay, no, I needed to get this. Then there's a lab in here. I don't care about the lab.
The Bannon is alive.
I don't really care for anything here.
Now that you have for freedom.
If you don't ever give up.
You will skill crit? Yeah, that's the plan. I think I think these guys are definitely a crit angle to make work. Big AoE, big crits. So that all it takes, ideally, is just a few hits. And the enemy of the cyclone, and the enemy dies. Let's do this one first. What level are we? We're 65. Let's go do Labyrinth. Actually, not yet. First, we go do the boss, yada yada. We get as high as we can, just so maybe we can get slightly more block, especially for spells, seeing as we have no spell block right now.
When I'm ready and not before.
I mean, I want to do second Uber Lab before I get the nerf to resistances. Ideally, but I do also know that Uber Lab is leveled for it's a 75 area, so it'd be spicy, and I don't want to die. Do I still have F and F Plaguebringer? I think I still do, right? I think the most feels bad thing about these specters here, even other than the fact that, you know, you have all of this fact you don't know if you can scale what am I trying to say, scale where they attack with this tornado, right? You don't know if they actually have a rhyme or reason to targeting with it. There's a lot you don't know about them, but I think the most feels bad about them is the lack of information we have when it comes to their skills. I think that particularly feels bad. And what do I mean by this? If we look at their PoE/DB, this is the skill in question. This is what they do. But you may notice something very interesting, which is we don't see the triggered tornado. This is the slam that causes it. This is the ability, the attack they do, and then that triggers something else. The problem is we don't see like the base damage of that ability. We don't know how much damage it does. We don't have any information about it. We just know this is the slam they do to then cause the tornado. So we can't even see, oh, this has really good base numbers. Oh, this hits X amount of times per second. Because like with let's say as an example, what the hell, game is desynced. With Needle Horrors, for example, PoEDB clearly tells us, oh look, you can the firestorm hits every 0.09 seconds, so it's 10, you know, it's hitting 10 times a second. You know, oh, this is happening, this is happening, this is happening. I don't think I noticed the aggressiveness, to be honest. I don't think I noticed it. I was probably better off just using added cold damage. Bruh. But the good thing, if they ever overlap tornadoes like that, all you have to do is retreat into it, and in theory nobody should be able to, no enemy should be able to get to you, because they have to run through it and they should take big damage going through it. I don't know why you didn't die.
Pathetic.
I hear there's lots of bugs with with insta phasing. What is the goal on the crit chance in your build? Realistically, as high as I can get without sacrificing too much. So if I can get to 60, 70, 80%, nice. If I get to 100%, that's awesome. But it should be pretty easy getting to at least 70 to 80% simply because of Mata's teaching. Mata's teaching can easily get their crit chance. You can get their crit chance to, what am I looking at for, let's say base crit chance of like, I want to say 18%, but I'm not entirely sure. I could POB it real quick to see just how much crit I can get off Matas. Where the fuck is this thing? How did I miss that? Oh, because the wall is just looks weird. But yeah, give me a second. So where's POB? Let's open that. These are forged warriors, right? Yep, they are forged warriors. I am currently looking into potentially scaling them. Okay, so let's create a new POB. Build, save, forged warrior, save. Necromancer. I haven't POB'd anything even remotely close to what I want the tree to look like. But first and foremost, Mata's teaching. So if we were to do this, it's at 10 point whatever. Then we can apply harvests, quality increases, crit. So this one, I guess, and chance. So now that's 20%. The sad part, quote unquote, if you can even call it sad, is that we lose access to the we lose access to rune and enchantments. But the reason I say if you can call it sad is we didn't have good enchantments to begin with. We also lose access to aggressive, of course. I've seen a video about them skipping life of Crush Claw, hit almost as hard, and half of them guys are better for bosses theoretically. Yeah, in theory they should be pretty good. The question is, what do they look like outside of bosses? What do they look like even on bosses? Because we have no idea how they target. We have no idea. There's a lot we don't know about when it comes to them. We don't know why their things snake the way it does. We don't know what exactly is doing the damage. We don't even know. Like, there's a lot we don't know, is pretty much. And one thing too is, on a build like this, Awaken multi-strike might actually be important, and I don't like that. Because Awaken multi-strike is insanely expensive. I'm probably going to pull up a different Spectre, because there's no player skill that has these guys are correct. there is not a single player skill with this geyser. So you know how like needle horrors use firestorm, and if you really wanted to, you could go look up firestorm mechanics and see how that works. There is no player skill in the game that has the geysers for comparison. Or am I bugging? Yeah, my current idea for their well, to be fair, with when it comes to gap closing, it's they don't really need gap closing as much, but they do need help with clear. Like, the reason I say they don't need gap closing is their spires of water is basically a ranged attack. Like, they don't need to be on you. Like, if you watch them when we got in here, they were here when they shot Valenta with the water. Like, they don't care how far away you are, they're going to use the ability and it's going to sneak towards you. It's more of a question of how can we push on when it's on cooldown, because it has a cooldown. Sadly, it has a 4-second cooldown from what I can tell. Now they seem to still use it pretty frequently, even on top of having a 4-second cooldown, but it's probably a case of there are just enough of them to where you don't really notice. Where is Bannon? I'll go for block spell. Olania, still owing me a reward. I don't care which one.
That would just make life complicated.
I want a leap slam. Let me leap slam. I'm trying to scale, but it sucks. I'm at 34%. Can I use mine as reference? They can be added on POB. They can be added to POB, but I don't know that their Lua scripts will have the information we are missing.
When I'm ready and not before.
Like, I don't think it's going to. I don't see POB being able to properly calculate this Spectre's damage, which is why I just haven't bothered. You can maybe do it and it can get crit chance. Like, you can use it to find out, oh, this is how much crit you're doing, this is that. But I don't see it being able to properly calculate the damage. Like, our best case scenario when it comes to POB on this is maybe POB is able to tell us how much damage each hit of the geyser is doing, and then we just have to figure out how many times you know, it hits per second, and then we can multiply that by the times and yada yada. But I don't see it. I think oh my god, I didn't mean to click that. That's the wrong door. 100%. I think the more likely case scenario is POB would show us what damage they're going to do with this slam attack that triggers the ability, I would say, because I don't know if now that's 100% a spell, but there's no way saying, oh, this is a spell. So I don't just go say it's a spell like it's a fact that it's a spell, because there's no way it says that that's a spell.
The weary traveler draws the emperor of the ends of the path, and the world attends. You are condemned.
He's gonna say I didn't finish my lessons right, because everything is dead.
Loyalty is a fire that spreads quickly if the forest is dry.
But yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna start off with this. There's a very good chance that the way to scale them would be to use an AG for explosions. And that's how we would get the clear speeds we would need, because I don't like the gameplay of wait, like look there, no geysers. I don't like that. I don't like having situations where I run into a pack and instead of the thing I expect to happen because an ability is on cooldown or something, it doesn't happen. I don't like that. So the angle might end up being use AG, get use AG so that their basic attacks can actually, so they can still kill with their basic attacks, and by killing with their basic attacks it causes the explosion, so wave clear is still fine. And then for the single targets, you always have the tornadoes that will cause it to, you know, do actual single target damage. But in theory, that would mean, let's say we have best case scenario 5 specters on a non-rate lord build. Best case scenario, that means we're missing 4 specters of overlap, so that would also still reduce our single targets.
Comes to strike. An emperor strikes without hesitation. An emperor is only as efficient as those he commands. Is to dance with death. Receive your sentence.
No, you're dead, but you don't want to go. Can't tell me to receive shit when you don't want to die. One good thing though about the fact that they are attack specters is you can get these guys to yeah. You can get them to taunts. My brain just didn't want to work. It did not want to. But now it's working again. What are the specters? These specters are forged warriors from Verisium nodes. I do not know if they can be skilled or not, so we are testing if they can. We're gonna try to make them work in a pure specter way first, and if that ends up still feeling awkward, I shouldn't say still because I don't know, but if that ends up feeling awkward, which is kind of what I expected to, but I don't want to make any come to any conclusions before I thoroughly test it. But if that ends up feeling awkward, I will try supporting them with an AG and seeing how that works. And if that doesn't work, then you know it doesn't work. Ginos, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. What are the specters called? Oh, you didn't hear. Okay. They're called Forge Warriors. They're from the Verisium nodes, so there's every possibility this is the only league to use them. And I kind of just want to figure out if they can be made to work, because the water spout ability is genuinely the only ability for like crush claws that I have found genuinely fascinating. Like I've always wanted to. What am I gonna do here? Quality. What could use quality? AoE, I'm gonna switch it regardless. Minion damage, I'm gonna switch it. This is an easy quality. So yeah, there's every possibility with my last point. Can't wait to see how they perform. I mean, there's no guarantees they're gonna perform, but we hope. I've already said I'm gonna try 2 different ways. If this setup doesn't work out, i.e. having pure specters, I will try the AGs, having an AG to help with Jaclair, and we'll see how that goes. I have to be level 88, 68. Come on. Come on. Come on. Why? Why? Just tell me. If I think I can do it, why don't you let me? Let me attempt and fail and come to the conclusion that I am not an appropriate level for it first. Because I don't want to do it after I've taken an early damage nerf. Now, granted, I have enough cold damage or cold res. I probably have enough of everything except maybe lightning. Yeah, lightning is the only one that will be under 75. Once Kitava's curse comes in, which is why I took Commander of Darkness, because it's just 330 early res for myself and my minions.
This time, I will eat his heart.
Why does my Leap Slam look like it has melee splash? I know it's an AoE ability, but one thing I also notice is even if I'm like there behind and new enemies pop up, it tends to also continue snaking. Like, let's say they use one, because they have multi-strike, they use the attack once, they spawn the tornado. If I've moved forward and there are new enemies, the multi-striked one tends to snake towards those new enemies. Like, see what I mean? One is probably going to come here. Nope, it did not. I also think they excel at like clearing a whole screen. So like if there's like enemies everywhere, they are good at clearing that, but then they are going to be left with situations like this where only one enemy is left, and that then they would have to wait for their cooldowns, and that can feel very awkward and yada yada. You know the funny thing? You know the very funny thing? I shouldn't even be so open to using Mata's teaching now that I think about it. Because it's entirely possible that they trigger a spell, and because they trigger a spell with the attack, the spell will not scale its crit chance off of Mata's teaching. That is a very strong possibility. Last time I was here was league starts, and Lord knows I was frustrated. Not because of anything like I was dying or anything, but I was freaking annoyed by the simple fact that the game kept crashing me, and it was so steady, it was so frequent. Like, it made me rerun this area like, how many times was it? 3 times. Like, I did it, I crashed. I went back to do it, I crashed again. It was annoying AF. I'm kind of scared to check what the price of Awakened Multi-Strike is, low-key. Because I like I said, I think this build is gonna want it simply because every time they multi-strike, they also cast their tornadoes. So like this whirlpool here has 14 tornadoes. They would probably be decent too. Oh, my defensives were off. These will probably be decent poison specters if we are able to use to actually figure out this how often these tornadoes hit and yada yada, because in theory they can be attacking as well as the tornadoes, and with all the flat damage you would kill on a sort of poison SRS version. Okay, with the amount of flat damage, chaos damage you'd scale, you could make it work so long as this is hitting the target you want to hit. The question is, you know, how to make it hit.
May a new dawn arise.
That would then be the question. Splats.
It's over.
Am I missing passes from anywhere except Creighton? Or Bandit Quest, I should say.
Fair winds and come.
By the
Thank you for the points. And okay, now Lightning Res should be fine. Chaos Res is not.
now that you won the day.
Chaos Res is definitely not. So we need to worry about Chaos Res. Oh, it's not still? But I got res from this node. But I guess I got max res, but like still. Anyways, lightning. I need to supplement my chaos res. Maybe I use an amethyst flask for now. Or maybe I just craft. Well, to be fair, I don't have a 6-link chest piece with actual stats, and I genuinely don't, I'm all unique right now. So I guess what I could also do is I could put chaos res on this. Yeah, so lightning is fine now. Still need to figure out freaking. I don't have my rings either. To be fair, to be very fair, we have a lot of things that are off right now. We're using envy, which I assume envy is very efficient, by the way. With oh wait, we're still not 68. So we have to do some maps. So let's go run some mappos. I'm going to start off with a T5 map because why not? We're not going to care about the loot too much. Do I care for Harbies? No, but I do think I can hold off on this. Just do like this. Now, even that, let's just bump this, and we'll just go for the map farming tree. That's fair. I should have probably added domination into the mix.
I think I found a new realm to master.
Like, see, if here, the moment I convocated them, they used their skill, I wouldn't have any problems. But they didn't. Like, if this is what they did every single time I convocated them, Life would be good.
Not before.
Oh, this is a boss I think they would do well on. Simply because he has a whole lot of like things summoning and they don't really care. Ooh. Is that a Harpy? How did I get Harpies here, my guy? How? Oh, they're being blinded, eh? They were being blinded. Anyone want to follow me in here? I mean, you're free to. Can't guarantee you like what you see in there, but like, you're free to. Okay. Time to open POE.co and see the things I'm looking for. Piece number 1. Awaken multi-strike. Jesus Christ! 131 divines. That is so sad. Okay. In that case, we are going to act like it doesn't exist. The first upgrade we should be getting is Unending Hunger. It has to have max AoE though. Wait a second. Can I get Corrupted Blood Implicit? Nope, I can't. It's 12 divines. Fuck that. It's probably cheaper to just buy a shit ton of them and just corrupt them. And then eventually get Corrupted Blood cannot be inflicted. 12 divines. Jesus Christ, man. Okay. So now we see if we remove this point we just got. What other point is unnecessary? Recover 5%. You are now unnecessary, so all right. Let's go into a yellow map. Nope, not that one. Yo, this one has reflex, so that's a problem. But I don't mind this one in particular. I just need it to not have. Okay. I want to turn out this for this map. I want to see what the damage looks like without envy, because I know I'm not going to be running envy too long. Like envy is on its way out pretty much. It was a leveling thing.
When I'm ready and not before.
Hurry, there are monsters about.
I don't see the monsters.
Approach, challenger.
We are obviously not gonna put it up. We're gonna get to like 100. It's been a while since we died, eh? We have no determination, so we have no fist defense right now. We also have no ailment immunity. Like defensively, we have nothing. You know, I got so used to my frost bearers doing it that I didn't even realize that it was frost bearers. Forged beasts of endurance. What the fuck are those? POVDB. Forged beasts. Crucible Ice Spear. Boy, it has a 7-second cooldown. That's trash. That's actually trash. If it didn't have this cooldown, they could have been stuff to consider, even though their life is god awful. I mean, so far so good. Even without envy giving them flat damage, you're still chilling.
Beware anonymous gifts.
Awakened AoE, on the other hand, I see myself using. I definitely see myself using Awakened AoE. Fucking ritual, man. I have no intention of doing a ritual.
When I'm ready and not before.
Should we just invest five divines into Awaken AoE and seeing just how big it gets? Because like I am genuinely curious as to see this. Ow. Needless to say, we also need to work on our defenses. I think what I should do is I should... Oh, I see what's happening. I have every ailment known to man. I was shocked, I was ignited, I was chilled. Like just add the other three, why don't you? Just sap me, baby. Scorch. Hotter. Like bruh. Everything. I don't know if it was the... I have to assume the reason I was shocked was not the shrine, because I wasn't touching the lightning part of the shrine yet. So I have to assume it was just the league mechanic there, the bismuth vein. Yeah. Okay, well, let's actually get a defensive thing. I'm tired of dying. Determination, most likely. Purity of elements would be nice, I'll be honest. Purity of elements would actually be pretty nice to have. But more than anything, let's just get determination. Let's have some armor. Even if it's not much. Chaos damage is also a big problem though. This is chaos, for example. Ritual again, because why not? Oh god, there's something. Yeah, we have a determination level. So what I'm thinking when it comes to these specters is I'm thinking I just level up. I feel like I just POB them like I am scaling their base attack damage. That way they, regardless, they have consistent damage. Yo, why wouldn't you die? Oof. Okay. Okay, it's awaken increase AoE. Five divines right now. A level 5 is going for, okay, it's level 6. I was about to say 12. If that would make sense. At level 5, it's 7 divines. Quality to this gives area damage. So I either get a level 5 at 7, or I get a level 1 at 5. If I was doing betrayal, then it'd be a no-brainer because I can just level them up with Torah. But I'm not doing that right now. 54% increased AoE versus 40% increased AoE. Carlos says, do you mind to share those specters? I don't. Just message me in game at Deconic and I'll invite you. That's simple. So do I want to get the awaken increase AoE now and just see what the difference in AoE looks like? Not really. Okay, so BRB, I need to pee. Once I'm done with that, we're gonna run lab to get Plaguebringer, and once we get Plaguebringer, I think I might just bite the bullet and buy increased AoE and see just how it looks like / feels. So BRB. Okay, I'm back. We're gonna get Uber Lab done.
Justice will prevail.
Once I have that and I get Plague Bringer, it should be the ultimate factor to tell me if I can, just how big the AoE will be. And if it will be a significant difference.
Ready and not before.
Yeah, I suspected it was here. Once we finish with the lab, I'm actually going to sit down and try to POB it.
The weary traveler.
I think that's what I should do.
Close to the end of the path. It is the sovereign who empowers the scepter, not the other way round.
I'll start off with importing it locally.
Stay the course. You are inexhaustible.
Yeah.
Sweep the trappings of past emperors aside. Make your empire anew.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna try to POB them. There are a few things I want to see. I want to see if their base like attack damage can actually have decent DPS. Because the thing is, I plan on scaling their movement speed quite a lot. So I might end up using stuff like the Onslaught Spectre, for example, because that gives movement speed, versus Carnage Shifting, which would just give attack cast speed and more damage, which more damage is always good. But if I had to say, I'm also not 100% sure I would go opt for something like a Spectral Leader, simply because the Spectral Leader likes to hang back and these guys don't necessarily. But that being said, it's more so make them faster initially. So there's an argument to be made to where it would always be useful, because when they are all running behind me, they're all running behind me. You know, so it's at that point, it's less about what range the minion is, and they're all just there, and they would have the action speed to then engage.
When the time comes to strike,
I can't believe I forgot I didn't click that.
hesitation. When one defiles the effigy, one defiles the emperor. Don't give up yet. By the goddess, what ambition!
You just kind of happen to
Should never outnumber those.
you just kind of happen to stand at the exact worst spot for you, because that's kind of where they all were.
When I'm ready and not before.
I also don't know that attack cast speed scaling is the best for these guys, unless I'm really trying to scale that melee attack alongside the cold one. Wait a second. But this is the only way forward. I mean, the layout's not the best. So that is not the door we're looking for. I am not the door you're looking for. Woo! GG. GG. That was scary. That was fucking scary. Almost died for free.
Afford to be promising. An emperor must keep those.
I kind of don't even want to attack him yet until I get my charge, my flash back. I don't want to need it and not have it, you know. I know I have leech and everything, and I should in theory not need it, but just in case. There are traps in the last room unless you do some shit, and I don't think I did some shit, so there will be traps waiting for me.
Our throne is the most devious trap of them all. Make your mark.
What the fuck?
Nobility is a lie.
Like, look at this damage.
In your guild,
It's not much. Why is it not much? Because these are where it was they were putting their cyclones. I don't fully understand why. Like, I wish I did. I don't know. So now we have 1119 jam. Beautiful. Okay. Let's bite the bullets. We're genuinely just gonna buy level 5 20% quality. Actually, you can just buy level 5 and then buy, as long as it's not corrupted, and then quality up ourselves. Trade 7. Oh geez, it's a level 8 thing. Level 80 thing rather. All right, in that case, what do I want to do? I want to see just one. So first things first. Just one. I want to see what it looks like without increased AoE and what it looks like with increased AoE. That's going to be the first thing. Can we see a difference? Because worst case scenario, this already has 41% increase. So like the difference in this and this is literally just 13% AoE. So if we don't see a difference, oh, I see a difference. I see a difference. Now let's see it. Is it possible to take off the gem after the first strike goes off? Yeah, look at the difference. So I'll try to do the reverse. This one is big, is significantly bigger than this one. Okay, cool. We can see the difference at the very least. So if we then go slightly more than that, as well as getting some damage, probably decent. We're gonna keep an eye out in any case. All right. So we're gonna do a few things now.
I need more mana.
I don't think I need anything here except you. The one is what I want to switch to, which means I need shield charge, which means you need recoloring. I need green and red on you. Which requires less int, 141, 183. Oh god, you do. Okay, cool. And then we put faster attacks. We take this off because we can no longer use it, more or less. Let's actually upgrade our gear. What is the first chest piece we should use? Do we still have the 5 link from when we first... We have the 5 link. We can start off with this. Added fire damage can take a back seat for now. What else? Added fire damage obviously isn't needed. Let's put together a POB. Let's start there. I guess what I should do is forged warrior. By the way, Carlos, again, if you want the Spectre, just message me in game at the Conic and I'll invite you and you can pick them up. This is the Alua. All right. So open file location. Open location. There we go. Now we have data specters. Okay, good. Sure. We paste it in the Lua or in the, yeah, I'll paste it here. All right. Then for their skills, you're welcome. You are most welcome. Then we have skills, and we just paste everything else there. Roll all the way. Paste, save. Save, move this here. All right, display capture is fine. And we just have to close POB and reopen it. Let's hope it doesn't crash. Make sure both are saved. Cool, cool, cool. New race Spectre. Let's see if it's here. Forged Warrior. The water tornado is empty. Abyss Slam, yeah. Like, this is what I was saying. For the Abyss Slam, it just says, oh, well, this skill has this conversion and this skill has this base damage, so it's really not going to do much in the way of like DPS. But the truth, the reality is this triggers something else. So we realistically can't use this as a means for figuring out, you know, the conditions that surround the Forged Warrior or actual DPS or accurate DPS numbers. So we aren't even going to try. What we're gonna try to use this POB for instead is we're going to use it for, I would like to say, crit chance. The annoying thing though is there is no, from what I can see, there is no spell to see what its crit chance could be. Now, what if I were to do something like Primal Crush Claw? I'm curious as to something. If I switch this to Primal Crush Claw and I use, I think it is the slam attack. You know what, let's open Primal Crush Claw, shall we? Primal Crush Claw. Yeah, Spectre. Causes 4 bursts. This is the exact same skill. Harvest Crab Abyss Slam. Code Abyss, Crucible Code Abyss Slam. Except the burst of this one is double. This one has more to AoE. This one doesn't. This one has a less AD tag. So does this. Deals less damage. Deals more damage. Interesting. Is area damage, main hand, base AD, base maximum distance, monster penalty against minion damage, plus final and versus player minions minus 50% or minus 50. Yeah, this less damage multiplier is going to be something. But this one also just has 60% more AoE where this one doesn't. Either way, this doesn't have a melee tag. We're able to at least tell that much. So melee phase would do nothing for it. I want to move forward under the assumption that it is a spell. Let me just say PoE, Crush, Claw, Water, Tornado. Nope. What can we do? Nothing here has anything even remotely close to what we're looking for. Trying to figure out the specifics of this or of the skill that this triggers. But now that I look at this, we can't calculate. Like, if you look, okay, let's use slam attack. I think slam attack is the closest thing to, like, its default attack does way more damage than its slam attack. Is there a different attack we're looking at? Slam attack. Maybe this one? Even then, no. How does this work? Its slam attack has... Wait. Oh. You know what it is? It's this. It's the 10-second CDR. Skill cooldown 10 seconds. That's why the DPS is so shite. It's taking that into account naturally. So if you multiply that by 10, I guess you get the actual DPS. But like, that's of the slam itself. If in theory we do it, it just keeps spamming the slam attack without the tornado. Oh, it is so fucking awkward. It is so awkward. It's not even funny. Okay, so this means no Mata's teaching. The reason I'm deciding not to go for Mata's teaching is we actually do not know if it's an attack or a spell. Let me ask some questions real quick. Let's see if anyone would have the answers for me. Let me ask Zurath with the I mean, there's one way to test it. There's one way to test it. Can minion accuracy roll on rings? No, right? I don't think so. No, it cannot. Not the alternate minion, to be clear. Multi-strike does. It's called Ocean Spire. Let's see. Is there anything out we have about Ocean Spire? Because like it doesn't say it's here, but nope. So it's an attack. So it's safe to scale with matters. Because if it can scale with matters, then just give me a second while I figure all this out. Then we can go back. Then we can actually POB it with the proper information. You guys want to see what Stormblind has been working on with Karui backburners in the meantime? I know there's someone in chat interested in Karui backburners. Have you tested with Spell Echo? Oh, it doesn't work with Spell Echo. When I first got them, I had Spell Echo because I was using Needle Horrors. So I had Spell Echo in there. It wasn't echoing. They need multi-strike. Multi-strike works. But I just wanted to confirm like it's not a spell that's triggered off an attack versus being an actual attack itself. Which means if we don't have accuracy, it should miss. So if I were to take a level 1 raised Spectre gem, let's test this out. If I take a level 1 raised Spectre gem, gems, do we have level 1 raised Spectre? No, we do not. Level 1 raised Spectre gem. We dump all of our accuracy. We can put AoE. No. We can put AoE here. I don't think I have any sources of minion accuracy aside these. And just so we can actually get, like, maybe leave you in. So we can actually see what's happening. This is what I'm gonna do. So now we can go to Blood Aqueduct. In theory, they should just have fuck all accuracy, and the spire shouldn't be hitting. I should probably also give them meat shield so they don't attack more than they need to. Yeah, I think it was actually missing. So like watch their health. It should be consistent. Like, look. I don't know if you see what I mean. I think it's actually missing, so it is an attack. Okay. Okay. So yeah, I think it's safe to say they would scale off of matters. These two are very, 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 very optional. I also obviously have not figured out if I want to use them or not. But anyways, while I finish that conversation, this is what Stormblind has done with Kari Backburner so far, at least. I think this is just regular Sirius. But if his damage is able to insta phase it, then that's good. This fight is so anti-minion, it's not even funny. So where was I? Better AI minions have had better base damage, yo. It's only my short list of skill monsters got. Oh, my Dorianis. Alright. Come get it. Then, before I forget to quality this up. Close enough. We'll get to there. . Kill monsters, get that would make for really cool player skills that would still be somewhat reasonably balanced along with Ash Orbs. Arcade sent me the picture of the wall passive voice. Okay, so I think it's safe to go under the assumption that it's an attack. Let's get back our accuracy. I'm gonna leave this a finish. It's not, that's pretty good DPS. The ultimate question is how much more can it be scaled? That would be the question. All right, so that being said, now that we know it's an attack, I think we just use Mata's teaching all the same. So in Mata's teaching, take it to the Forge Warrior. It has a, it doesn't even show the cooldown here. Either way, it has a 10% base crit chance, which means if we were to get a 900% increase, slightly less, we'd be at a 100% crit chance, or yeah, 100% crit chance. So how do we do this? We want maximum AoE. Please tell me it has an AoE. It doesn't show. It doesn't have it doesn't have the information for its radius. Okay. So this is what we're currently working with. If I had to say for I would probably want it to be CI because I already have all the components to make CI work. But let's make life base first because that's just easier to get started. AoE, Convocation. We have two options here. We can either play around in this section, you know, get this, do whatever we need to do here, and then pick up Light Eater here, or we can play around with this section, get this for instant leech, pick up an extra endurance charge, move on with life. If I had to pick one, absolutely had to pick one gun to my head, I kind of want to play around with more endurance charges, so let's start off with this. Plus, this is new to me. I typically don't path this way, so leech is instant. We take that, we take that, we take that, we take this. Why go through this route? I mean, it's not like it matters much. Why? Okay, what are our block chances? Nothing. Shield. Shield, I want to make this valid work, but without bone offering, it's here or there. We can look at the surrender. We can look at the surrender and go minimal. This has +2 level, okay. You know what I should do? I should also use this for accuracy. So if I take all these off, accuracy is still high. But this is because we haven't set this to Guardian Pinnacle bosses. Still 70%. What I kind of want to do to scale this is get a shield that has, well, I have Raid Lord. Get +2. Of course, ES because it's late in the league. I'm going to put in the surrender here for the simple reason I need a shield. Odds are I will take the surrender out and put in a rare shield later on, but I want to see my block chance. So I guess I could just put the rare shield now. I want to scale as much into minion levels as I can, and the reason I want to scale as much into minion levels as I can is minion levels in this case also just give accuracy, and I would very much like to have a lot of accuracy. It's that simple. I would also like minion crit chance. If I can get this and then just defensives from here on out. Because of the requirements here, I would rather okay. I'd rather leave these suffixes open and fix them elsewhere than anything else. We also want to run Spirit Offering, because as much as they like attack cast speed, like Flesh Offering would be nice for the attack cast and movement speed, especially the movement speed. We'll just have to go with Spirit Offering for maximizing crit chance. We're already up to 30% with Spirit Offering. Then we want to scale Offering effect a bit more. I want to put in a large cluster jewel here. I don't think I need all that much in the way of attack cast speed, but I would still like to scale some attack cast speed. Do we have Dread March? No, we do not. We have Feasting Fiends. We have Renewal. And I'm inclined to say Renewal. But having some form of leech here is also just good. But I am looking at that double damage chance, because in theory, chance to deal double damage is just a 5% multi. And because the tornado hits so frequently, they should in theory be able to proc it. And then of course vicious bites. And then past that we can get 3%. Something like this. Number of sockets, we can do 12. I guess let's plan for 12 and scale back if we need to. Then we also need a medium cluster jaw. This is the important one, this medium one. This medium one needs to have, well, I can't have it not having life. 4 passives. Dread March is necessary. And then is there a leech node here? Nothing. Maybe instead of you, I should go for something else. Like Feasting Fiends. Medium cluster. Medium cluster. Because again, we're trying to get as much movement speed as we can, and movement speed is Dread March, so we're just going to stack a lot of it. Plus, seeing as we're not going in this general direction to pick up the PDR, it's also just good PDR. Then here we can have the iron tanky, but the iron squishy. I'll go Quickening Covenants. It doesn't give cast attack. It doesn't give move speed, sadly, but it's alright. The alternative would be Fortress Covenants, which would give them chance to block and increase damage. I honestly think actually that might be better if we prioritize the increased damage. 45% increased damage is still pretty nice. And it makes them tankier with even without Bone Offering. In the other sockets, what do we want to put in here? I don't know yet. Could be a Ghastly Hydro, it could be anything else. I'll figure it out later. For now, this is the framework I want to go off of. Pick you, pick that, pick this. All right, any other easy sockets from where I am? No. All right. Currently, we're sitting at 73% accuracy at level 26. Make that 27. What else are we looking at? How else do we get levels? We have the helmet, we have this. Boots can give us +2. So let's craft boots. ES boots, Warlock boots. Move speed is not optional. If I had to craft it, it would be this. Oh no, not that. Veiled. Then Elder Influence +2 max life. We already have move speed. This is all we're gonna have for now. Then we're gonna have I want to craft a gloam ring, so I'm gonna have a gloam ring. And it's gonna have life and ideally minion damage. If it can, I would like attack cast speed, but that's fine. This is the next thing we also want to get. We want to maximize you as much as we possibly can to get as much movement speed as possible. So I don't know which one is the right ring on POB. I guess that's one way to find out. Okay, this is the left ring, so if I do this, looking at their stats, and we see their max hits 300 and something Ks all around, 396 Ks. So if I put it there, still 396 Ks. Okay, so in that case, I guess I just do minions. Allies take 15% reduced damage. But this might affect me, so I might not be able to do this. I have to look at my own max hits. Nearby allies take 15% reduced damage. It's not working. Okay. It doesn't matter. Either way, Gloam Ring. For the second one, the ultimate question here is, do I want to have a, what do you call it? Do I want to have a hungry loop? I can, but I want to plan to not have it, and I want to see how it to go. Because I've always used hungry loop with my raid load setups. So let's just try not to and see how it goes. Worst case scenario, we remove it. So this one will have the same stats. So it's going to be life, movement speed, and damage. With an emphasis to speed. So in theory, can I see their movement speed effect now? I should be able to see it somewhere here. Yeah, they have 2.88, almost 3. So with this setup, they would have 3x the movement speed, their base movement speed pretty much. And their base movement speed is kind of what they have now. So getting on an enemy shouldn't be too difficult. I haven't taken this life node, which I should. What other life nodes am I missing? I now have I'm at a crossroads here. I could A, pick this up and just, you know, build it out like that. Or B, I could use these points for like personal life, for example. Like I could fill this up. That's an option that's available to me. I could do something else with it. I will say I do not like having 49% or 98% increased life from the tree. It should typically be more. So we're going to just pick up more life on the tree. I don't like this node. It doesn't give too much life. If I was scaling a lot of armor, yes, that would be fine. But currently I'm not. Plus I want to do this, so... This puts us at 30-something% chance to block. Why the hell? I don't understand why POB likes doing that. Just pick this one up versus picking this one up, my guy. It's not hard. Here we want to put an enduring composure. So armor, 2 passives, life, and enduring composure. Put this in. Do you use endurance charges? Yes. Okay, cool. What does minion accuracy look like at this point? So we have renewal. So that's 15% chance for double damage. If I take this, that'd be 22% chance for double damage. Which honestly I need. Well, I need the accuracy. It's less about the damage. So what I'm going to do here, I might just drop block altogether, seeing as I'm not running bone offering. The question is it worth it? Probably not. So then what would I put in here? I was thinking the light of meaning, though I could go for it in a different location, but 5 to max life would be pretty chill. If not max life, we can go chaos res, we can go, oh, it has all attributes, interesting. But yeah, I would go life. Slap that in there, and it's not as much life as I would have hoped for. Chaos Res will make a difference though. I can't tell you how much this would be. But Chaos Res will make a difference. Like this alone will give you a ton of Chaos Res. That alone almost fixes Chaos Res, because if we take this off, minus 52, bring it back on, 4%. So this by itself is 56% Chaos Res, which is an insane amount of Chaos Res, to be honest. Slap this on, forget about Chaos Res. So by dropping block, we still need a form of avoidance. We could maybe still do this. Like if we went the route we were on and we took glancing blows, our block would be near cap, but then it wouldn't be worth it, because we'd be taking damage every time we blocked. I mean, at this point, we have a few options. We can still try to scale block so that we just don't take every single hit that's thrown at us. This is an option we have that's still available, which is crits. We're currently at 50% chance to crits. We haven't done anything too crazy. We just have a matters and a shield. Where else can we get chance to crits? Do we have offering scaling, right? We have some offering scaling. I'm also forgetting something very important. Very, very important. And that is this node here. So like something like this, this. So we have to take the points from somewhere else. We can drop this all together. We can drop these two. We can scale back on these points. Okay. What else can we do to help? We still have to trim 3 points. We could go for these points, but I don't know. Crit multi is pretty big. If I went to increase critical strikes, we're up to 77% crits. And I kind of want to do that. And the reason I want to do that is this makes it so most of their hits are crits. Grip of the Council. %, fizz gain as extra code. We have this. Then of course we have hatred. Honestly, we just have to do this. That's like the only option we have. It's an extra point spent to get into the node, but like, I don't think we have a choice. You know, I genuinely don't think we have a choice. %, life. Is there anywhere else that's 5% life? I guess this is fine because precision, awaken generosity. We should be more than capped on accuracy. Yes, we are. Crit chance is now 98% with precision. We aren't entirely decided on this aura setup, by the way, but What did I just do? Okay, so with this being 99.4%, this is fine. Alternatively, of course, we can, because the game, like you're about to see, this is barely, according to POB, this is never more DPS than just going increased crit damage. Like it's significantly more DPS, but then our crit falls to 68%. Keep in mind we have a current crit multi of 4 times 4. So we hit it times 4 mod 68% of the time, or we hit a it times 2.5 99% of the time. So basically out of every 3 attacks we'd crit 1 more time, but for those 2 crits that would have gone the other way, we would have times 8 of the damage, whereas this one with the 3 of them we would get 7.5% of that damage. So I guess it is less damage all the same. But yeah, so I think I'm done with crit scaling at this point. They would need multi-strike. It is not even an optional. They have to have multi-strike. Then early damage attacks also not optional. So we can do early reflect maps. Then cold pen is good because they also get exposure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 more link. We're not doing early focus. Yeah, we go for minion damage. We can't benefit from melee fizz, so minion damage it is. Either we go minion damage or we go increase crits. But minion damage should be more DPS. So with 7 of them, we should be doing 2.5 mil DPS with their basic attacks. That's, I mean, we'll see. Honestly, we can at this point scale back on investment to minion level. So this one can lose a level, but then we'd be losing crit chance if we didn't go this. Like if we didn't go for Slice Spiritual, so we're gonna leave it. Anyways, let's actually, we have the 6 link here, Spirit Offering. We don't have a trigger weapon, so Desecrate, Frostbite. Brand, Arcanist, Brand. Then Hatred, Precision. These, we're gonna say these are on the boots. And these are on the shield. See, this is a problem. Why is it a problem? I guess it's not yet a problem. If I say we're gonna have our perfect warlord in here, or Carnage Chieftain as the case may be, Grace, Spectre, Bone Chill, Feeding Frenzy, I want to put Calling Strike. But before Calling Strike, I'm sure there's something else. Meat Shield is good. Yeah, Meat Shield is good for taunts. That's the defensive option. Meat Shield. And I want to put this on the gloves. Then, for the weapon, we can have automation. Immortal Call. And a defensive aura can then go in here. Flesh and Stone, for example. Determination. Let's put Determination in for now. It could be Purity of Elements, it could be whatever, but this can go in there. And if we stick to these, we are chilling. But the moment the precise moment we need to add another aura, everything falls apart. So the support minions in this case would be Onslaught's Forest Warrior, so Calling Strike. Oh. It worked the first time, I think. Yeah, it did. Okay. Calling Strike and Onslaught. Then the second one would be Oak. Or alternatively, we could go Frenzy Monkey. But the thing with Frenzy Monkey is its attack cast speed. That doesn't help the tornado. Maybe attack speed does a bit. Not too much. But more importantly is the more damage on the frenzy charges, and you'll get like 12% more from it. But if instead, oh, by the way, shield, let's say that, let's just say 10. I'll have to see if they actually get like chills of 10 and yada yada, but this is a decent place to start. We do not have a source of intimidate. And you know what we're missing here? You know the things we're missing? We're actually missing a few things here. We're missing Convocation. It's not good, right? Missing Convocation. We're missing Shield Charge. We're missing Frost Blink. And this is a problem. We don't have enough. We already don't have enough sockets. We didn't even need to start moving things around. We just don't have enough sockets. Hmm. Hmm. 68.5. Okay, extra level is better here. Oh my lord. Like, this is a problem. How do we even solve it? the realistic only way to solve it is by putting our support specters in our ring. So long as we need those support specters on a different link, giving us feeding frenzy and all of these other buffs, we are going to need. Oh, this gives movement speed too. It's just 10% though, but still movement speed is movement speed. What I'm thinking, this is what I'm thinking. Even if we move the support specters to our ring, we still get 10% movement speed from feeding frenzy. I mean, it's not the 36% we're getting before with 20% quality. Well, we don't just drop movement speed. And this is, of course, even assuming that we need this much movement speed. We might not need this much movement speed, because once the onslaught spectre is there, if we really wanted to, we could also use what's his face. We could also use can I remember his freaking name? We could replace Oak. We can't actually replace Oak, but if hypothetically speaking, we could replace Oak with Spectral Leader. But Spectral Leader is a pain to keep alive. I'm not going to even try to do that. So, but the action speed would also be good for movement speed in this case. They're also not capped on res, so that's not good. And I say they're not capped on res simply because Commander of Darkness is, well, they aren't 30 over cap, so they're still relying on Commander of Darkness. And if they're relying on Commander of Darkness, then the moment I walk too far away from them, they're not going to be capped and they will take damage. That said, we do still have access to the Gloam Ring. So then the question is, should I just cap their res and ignore the Gloam Ring? I think that's the sensible thing to do. Leave the Gloam Ring alone for now, unless we cap unless we hard over cap their reses. It looks good so far. So yeah, I think we just stick to the bone ring, and bruh, I don't like that I have to use hungry loop every single time. Like every single time, hungry fucking loop. The good news is it's pretty much the same ring as we have on the other character. The bad news is I think the other character has Colin Strike, whereas we would have the what's his face Onslaught Spectre giving us Colin Strike. And since we already have Colin Strike, we can go increase AoE. And the reason we just want to put increase AoE in here, by the way, these are all zeros. Except you can be 20. The reason we want AoE is it helps with endurance charge uptime from Oak. And between Oak's endurance charges and enduring composure, we should always have 5 endurance charges to use with Immortal Call. Like always, non-negotiable, it should be up. So this is what their damage looks like with their default attack. I'll say this has no reason to be inaccurate. So I wonder what this setup would look like for the tornado. That's kind of what I'm curious about now. But overall, I think I like this setup. We get more PDR for, by the way, our minions do use endurance charges. Do they still get early rest for endurance charges, or is this just POB being wrong? I think maybe POB just hasn't updated their like minion use of endurance charges. Probably. Anywho. They have decent PDR because of the double Dread March. They're constantly regening 2,000 health. They have 63,000 health with their current level, which is 29. I don't think there's anywhere to get an extra level from. Wait, there is. There is. Replica Dragon Fang. The question now is, do I want to use a Replica Dragon Fang? Or do I want to use my own atolls? That is the question. So I'm going to test both of them and I'm going to see which comes ahead. Odds are the Unatoll should come ahead. But let's see. Anoint Charisma. We could also make use of aspects of the crab like we did in the other build. The problem is we aren't scaling blocks, so we actually can't do that. Never mind. We can use aspects of the spider, which would increase the amount of damage enemies take, as well as reducing their movement speed, which should in theory allow it to make it so that it is easier to stay in the vortex, the ocean spire. So this can be the amulets, and then we'll be looking at a level 32 Ray Spectre. With a level 32 Ray Spectre, there is no universe where they die. They have 75k life, which is huge. They still have 30k ES on top of that, and then they're regening 3k per second. There should be no universe where they die, even if their res isn't fully capped, or even if I run out of range, they should be fine. Alternatively, we have Ulnatol's Vow. We're just going to add this with no res, no nothing. We're gonna give it the same anoint though, charisma. All right. So we have two options: A, Replica Dragon Fang 6.4, or Ulnatol's Vow, where we get an extra gem, and the extra gem in this case would do something like Rootless. No, this is melee damage. Nah, it doesn't have the melee tag, so I assume Rootless wouldn't work. Every third attack with supported melee attacks. Never mind, it's it doesn't have the melee tag. and just like this warden, it's melee phase. This is just melee attacks. So instead of risking that, I will go with crit and Unatos. And DPS wise, we come out ahead with 99% chance to hit the big multi. Still go 21 now. Okay, we're still not 100%, huh? Okay, let's do this. 99.8. It seems like we can get past that. Wait a second, 3 quality is actually more damage. No, it's actually the exact same. Yeah, okay, so they're basically doing the same thing. So yeah, Unetos comes out ahead. Surprise, surprise. Like, it was obvious it was gonna come out ahead. But with this setup, I do really like the idea of having 99% crit chance. So every hit is just a crit. So even when the Ocean Spire is hitting them for 1,000,000 hits a second, it's all just crits. And the reason why we do not need the other amulet replica Dragon Fang as much is we still opted for this wheel over here. If we drop this wheel, then sure, but we didn't. So yeah, I think this is fine. We should fill in our gloves before we forget though. So gloves, convocation. We can fit in another aura. Aura. We can fit in flesh and stone. Or skitter bots? Question mark. If I put in skitter bots, I don't need bone chill on my ring. Well, I still do. But if I put skitter bots, we can then use Ellie focus on my main hand. No, we can't. I'm dumb. Raid Lord can't use skitter bots. Not an option. Haste is good DPS for the regular attack. It's honestly should be haste. If I can fit in haste, but haste isn't fitting in here unless this is the only way haste is fitting in. Even then, I don't think it's gonna fit in because I still have yeah, it doesn't quite fit in yet. We would need small clusters with mana reservation efficiency to fit in haste. The reason haste would be nice is, again, movement speed is pretty good. So instead of haste, we're just gonna drop haste. So I guess we could also just throw in an enlighten here. Nah, it's still not enough. We wouldn't be able to cast other skills. So instead of this, I'm thinking aspect of the spider. I'm thinking that's actually what I'm thinking. PoE wiki. There's aspect of the spider and there's aspect of the avian. These are the two options we have. Spider increases damage by up to 20%. So enemies will take 20% increased damage. Now this is nice, but it's not the biggest deal. Why is it not the biggest deal? It's not the biggest deal because we have Bone Chill giving us 10% increased damage taken by the enemies. We don't have access to Unnerve this time. I would like for us to have Intimidate. I would like for them to have that to also increase it, but it's fine. Then we have aspects of the avian. Now, aspect of the avian would give our minions movement speed, and of course us movement speed sometimes. So sometimes we basically just have 10 to 15% extra movement speed. But then other times, and keep in mind this is a stat we're looking for, right? Then the other stat would be double damage, and I think it switches every 4 seconds. And when they have double damage on, it's 12%. So another stat we were looking for. So then we go from having how many percent? 5, 10, 15, 15%, 22% chance for double damage. So you know how slam skills need to be exerted for more damage. How does that work with volcanic fissure snaking? Any ideas? I actually didn't see this message for a bit. I have no idea. I have no, I don't know how volcanic fissure of snaking works, but I would assume it would affect, you know what, a new patch notes. All right, I assume you send me the link. All right, let's look at patch notes. Okay, they actually not that much, but let's see. Okay, reworked how shipping thaumaturgic dust affects shipping risk, and previously was multiplying the shipment value and having a disproportionately high impact on risk compared to rewards. Now it simply adds to shipment value and scales the amount of rewards based on the other goods being shipped. This means the way thaumaturgic dust affects shipment value and risk now directly correlates with the amount of... Wait, what? So there's no diminishing returns now? And in almost all cases, this is a buff from... Ooh. When recombinating, they buff recombinators too? Rare modifiers now have a higher chance to be selected for the resulting item than before. Beautiful. Players now spawn further away from the portal in the Admiral Valerius boss area to help prevent leaving by accident. Nice, nice. I wish they would actually just make it so there was some counterplay to having to lose your sailors, but you know, we'll take the wins where we can. You know, it's still better. Added the Uber boss fragment, missing fossils, and this to the currency exchange. Woo! This one is like, I love this one. Finally! Because I've been saying, like, why can't I fucking sell this? On this one's, wait, I think you can sell invitations like the Guardian fragment already. So like, it didn't make sense that this was not there. So this is nice. I don't give a fuck about this. Tier 17, yes, this was so needed because when I ran saw blades, there was no way I could dodge this thing. Like, it was literally impossible. Now granted, I don't care about saw blades anymore, but like, it was literally impossible to dodge them because I tried. This debuff no longer prevents recovery of life ES and now increases damage taken by 50. Yowzers. Yeah, this is something to avoid now. They nerfed the 3 out of every... They nerfed this by 1 second. This is still a mod you don't touch. Still a mod you don't touch. Finally. Dude. This mod, I played it, yes, I played it today with Ziggurat. I've been ignoring this mod for a bit, right? Today I was just like, let me try it. Let me just ignore it. Let me just run it. It's not... How bad can it be? If you see how big her slam was, and 2, how many babies or whatever she spawned, you know, things that create skeletons, there were so many, like the ground was filled with them, and it didn't make any sense because this 4 gets multiplied by effect, so it was actually 7 projectiles, and I think each time she throws a skull into the ground, it threw like 7 extra or something, so the ground was just filled with them. I'm like, there is no universe that survived that if my build wasn't just as tanky as it was. No universe. Lol. So before, they just wouldn't take extra damage from crits. I didn't care about this mod regardless, so it didn't affect me. This is a good change because 50% was always obnoxious. Like I rely on my energy shield as my major life pool. You take away half of that, what do I have left? You know? I don't care about this one. This one was always obnoxious. I would never do this in my life. This is a mod I would never run. These following mods no longer roll. Yes, they removed some. I didn't care about this one. Nice. This one is beautiful. This one had no business being in the pool. I agree with this one. This one too was annoying to deal with. This one was just annoying to rejects. I didn't care too much. It was just the mana that was a pain. Otherwise, I didn't care. This was an obnoxious mod that had no business being there. This one, I mean, you know the funny thing, they can still roll this mod. It's just they wouldn't have the tier 17 version that's 90%. It would just roll the tier 16 version, I think. I'm pretty sure there are two different versions and you can still roll the lesser one. And same thing with this one. This one is also a good change because I suspect this mod would stop your minions from leeching. They would still leech to you, but they wouldn't leech to themselves, and so they would be more prone to dying. This is good. They added a new mod. Players have 60% reduced max total life this from leech. I don't care about this one. So this reduces this one, or this replaces this one, I assume. So they buffed the divination scarab of plenty. The beach aircraft to 30% qual. A map now specified it grants 30% base quality, replacing any ultimate. Okay. I didn't know this existed, but like, cool. Maybe I should start bestiary crafting my my T17s. What do you guys think? That'd be fun. The singular, this Atlas passive has been renamed Towering Carapaces. All of these is like, no one cares. No one cares. Fix a bug where players were unable to manage town from Johan. Fix a ransom option not stating how much gold is required. Fix a bug where quality on this was incorrectly scaling duration. Fix a bug where from scarabs will not appear any place on the 6th slot of the map device. Oh, that would have been annoying. Fix a bug where Admiral's are grants unique where the chance to gain this flying from all hits. East of Hate, which chill and freeze avoidance we're not applying. I'll take fix a bug where plummeting Kahutora unique finisher effect could not be used with a rare monster finisher effect. I don't know what the fuck that is, but overall, lol. Q-Dog has been saying this patch was coming. That's, I assume, why the person said that. Overall, these are good patch notes. I like it. The T17 changes are very necessary and they make it so the entry point into tier 17s is lower, and I think that's a good change overall. There are probably still some mods that I think are obnoxious. For example, they didn't do anything about the T17 crit mod. They didn't nerf it or anything, and that one can easily, if I remember correctly, you can get up to 140 something percent crit multi if you skill enough effect and yada yada. So that is still kind of obnoxious, but like it's you can play around it, you know. These ones I would say they address are the ones that just say fuck you to your build. They just like, no, you don't get to play the game anymore, just no. It's like, no, that didn't make sense. Hey, do you know that Gladiator Bleed Explode works with Minion Bleed? Yes, it does, because Minion Bleeds, or Minion Dots in general, kills from Minion Dots count as your kills. So when an enemy mob dies from your Minion's bleed, it gets attributed to you, and as such would explode via the node. Now, if I remember correctly, it's still an alternate effect, so you can't chain bleed explode, but at baseline it works. But yeah, as I was saying, I think overall these changes are very good. Good job from GGG. And I hope this change means that we get more rewards for shipments. And just to test it out, we might as well throw, you know, ship something. I basically don't go to King's March with that character. I do, but I don't. I mostly just use this one just in case there's anything I need to pick up. I don't want to, just better safe than sorry. I don't want to switch, like nerf my loot because you know who touched it.
Got something on our latest ship.
See? Ooh, I got a divine! I didn't even see them initially.
We haven't got anything to disenchant. Onward and upward, as Danny might say. Onward and upward, as Danny might say.
I'm about to end. Alright. We got a divine. We love to see it. Thank you very much. Huh.
Not bad, not bad.
Oh, hello there.
Take all.
I'm on it.
When I'm ready and not
Yo, the lag. Okay, so let's test out these changes, shall we? We're gonna send. I was wondering why it worked. Oh yeah, dots are weird like that. If a totem uses a dot to kill an enemy, it also gets counted as yours. And basically anything that uses a dot that you would think the kill doesn't attribute to you, it would, so long as it's a dot. If the actual slap that caused the bleed killed them, the explode wouldn't work. But so long as it's the bleed damage that, you know, killed them, you're chilling. I'm gonna send you here. You need 29k. So 29k. 29. Then you need no. I'm gonna send Orichalcum to you, I guess. You need Jesus Christ. 120k. So that's what, 25k? Slightly under, like 24,200, like 24,500 maybe. I don't have that much. Oh, I do actually. 25k. And then we just slap on 1,000 of everything else. And we take this up to 150k. All right. So I sent out the shipment of 4 mil. I could just send out one huge shipment with like all my food and maybe that works. But we're gonna try this first. Then we're going to try the other one. And I'll try to track my results. But this one is nice because it's a short distance. What else are we looking at? I like sending these guys too. Everyone else needs pumpkin. You need Orichalcum. I probably should have sent Orichalcum here too, but meh. Alright, I'm gonna send you here. Because you don't need anything, I'm just going to send you with all our non-pumpkin food. I'm gonna save the pumpkins for these other areas. So we'll leave pumpkin alone.
I love this job.
Send 1,000 of each. Leave our Orichalcum so our Orichalcum can. Nah, let's send our Orichalcum. You need our Orichalcum, right? Cool. No. We'll leave 1,000 of each until I'm ready to fulfill the order. And then 150k. Get on, yo. Okay. So this has three 10s and 3 9s. This is still all 10s. We're chilling. All right. So we have come to the natural point in the stream where it is time to end. Now, naturally, I will be back tomorrow at my typical time, you know, in the evening. We're going to keep... We have a POB for the actual build we were working on, right? We have that going on for us. So the plan is that... we're going to respec that character. I want to say off stream, but I know my day tomorrow is also going to be busy, so I don't know if I can actually do it off stream or not. If I can, I will. If I can't, then I'll do it on stream, gear the character up, and see how it feels, pretty much. I'm not going to go like to expensive ass gear. I'm probably going to spend maybe 2 divines on my gear, try to craft what I can, try to just save currency where I can, stuff like that. I will see how it goes. The most expensive piece I assume I will be buying is... We don't need all those pieces getting started. Like I'm not going to be using a +2 Spectre boots. Like I could take the one off of my main character, which has life already, and that'd be awesome for him. But like, nah, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to figure it out. Anyways, I appreciate you guys for spending the time here. I'm going to be back tomorrow. Till then, good night.